The Golf Fix is back, and we're gonna make 2023 your longest year ever, literally. And it all starts with the rope. I absolutely love this tool. It's terrific for getting you to feel the right timing of the speed, how to use your body, how to use your arms and hands, and the sequence and order of operations of how you put them together. So what I want you to do, you can take a towel or you can take a rope. You're gonna take your setup, and you're just gonna create a little momentum at the beginning, and then I want you to swing all the way back, have it land on your back. Start with your lower body, then get a little rotation, and then whip it through after the ball. So anytime from the ball past is when I want you to hear that whip. We'll do that again. We're gonna go back, whip one more time, create some momentum, launch it back, explode. Then drop the rope, grab your driver, set up to the ball, feel that same sequence, feel that same order. I'm gonna do it once with the driver. Felt good. Now go ahead, take your address. Nice relaxed arms and hands. Same feel that you had with the rope. Full commitment and full set. Love it, crushed. I think I drove the green. And now that I got you guys roped in, if driving distance is your fault, I've got the fix. Thanks for joining us on the Golf Fix. We're here at Orange County National on the beautiful 9th hole drivable par 4 tooth course. Let's go, let's get it on the green. And what a lot of my students ask me about is, Devin, where does distance come from? Like it's this mythical thing. Well, here's the answer. It comes from 3 primary things. First one's first and foremost gonna be clubhead speed. That is huge. But in addition to clubhead speed, we have launch conditions and we also have ball speed. So all of those and the combination of those dictate essentially how far the ball ends up going. So talking about clubhead speed, where does clubhead speed come from? What are some determinants and how do we get it? So the first thing is gonna be the body and how the body uses the ground to create power. So we're gonna get some horizontal movement side to side, we're gonna get some rotational power, and we're gonna get some vertical power. So using the ground correctly and in the right order and sequence is massive for creating power with the body and then ultimately in the arms and hands. And then secondly, also separately, the arms and hands and training the arms and hands correctly for how they rotate, how they hinge and rehinge is huge as well. And sometimes it's hard to know what you should use. So some people, if they don't have a lot of mobility, if they don't have a lot of speed or strength in the body, they might be better off having a swing that creates a little bit more speed with the arms and hands. Other people that are very mobile, maybe have a lot of lower body strength, can really leverage that ground and use that as their power source. The key is that you use the best power source for you, and ideally we'd use a combination of all of those to maximize our potential. So starting off with the body, what do we want to do here? I want to talk about a great drill that I really, really like for creating clubhead speed and understanding how to use the ground. So I don't know about all of you, but for me, I'm always, and I mean always, losing my charger. I lose my charger, I buy a new one, then I find my charger, and then I have like 17 chargers. So I want you to use one of your 17 chargers for this drill. You're gonna put it under your lead arm, you're gonna let it dangle, and we're just gonna try to charge up your backswing. So you're gonna take your setup, it's gonna dangle here, and what you're gonna see here is you always want the center of your body to move before the charger. Same sort of thing when we put the club head down. So if I'm here, I wanna feel like the charger is following the center of my body. I'm jump starting it, I'm charging it, and you can really see it's following me. That's gonna be the same exact feel that you're gonna have with your driver. So I'm gonna take my driver out now, and it's always gonna be the sensation that my body goes forward first, then my body goes back, and then the club responds. It's never gonna be club first, then body. That's probably the worst thing you can possibly do for distance, is have a lot of club head, very little body, and at the end of the backswing, shift your pressure back. It's generally gonna create the opposite sequence, which is gonna create very little speed. So we're really trying to feel, as we just felt, charged up. We're using the ground, we're pushing up, back, and around. We're letting the club head respond to us, and we're gonna get that thing back there. We're gonna do it both forwards and backwards. So I'm gonna get my pressure going forward and back first. And then as I get to the top, I'm already gonna start going forward. So there's a little bit of a two-way move, and no one really does this move better than Martin Borgmeyer. So impressive, 2022 long drive champion. Take a look at this swing, so cool to see. He literally is going in different directions at the same time. It's so impressive. That two-way move is very apparent, uses the ground very, very well, and is obviously extremely successful with it. So we're gonna give it a shot here. I'm gonna try to feel like I go front foot, back foot, rotate, front foot, back foot, rotate, front foot. And I'm gonna go ahead and rip one here. All right, beware. This could be landing over the green as I use the ground well. So solid. I actually felt coming off the ground a little bit right there. So that's the idea of how to leverage the ground, use your body, make sure the center moves before the club head. That's kind of the big thing here, is the center is moving before the club head, not the other way around. Now, as far as talking about the arms and hands, because they play a big role, that's essentially at the end of the swing where all the energy is released. And if you release it properly, create a lot of speed, and if you don't, it's an issue. So what I see with a lot of the people that I teach is that their arms continue on for way too long. So what I mean by that, and you see this a lot with people who chicken wing and really have no ability to crack the whip, if you will, their arms just continue to go as they come through. They either turn through too much and don't slow down the body, or their arms kind of go too much, but it's gonna look a little bit more like this. And they're just not gonna get a whole lot of club head speed. So, love this drill. It's called Hit Under the Tree drill, and what I want you to do at first is imagine there's a tree branch about shoulder height, but you're still trying to hit the ball as far as you can. So in order to do this, you're gonna have to really slow down your arms and speed up your forehand. Slow down your arms, speed up your forehands. And just try to feel the speed releasing through the shot. So you're gonna take your setup here, don't hit the tree branch. I love trees. Slow down the arms, speed up the hands, speed up the club head. Pretty good pop on it, crack the whip, and now I want you to combine that in your full swing. So you're gonna feel everything else the same as you normally would, but a lot more of that tree branch feel. That's gonna give you a lot more club head speed at impact. So let's go ahead and give it a shot. There needs to be some release of the club head coming through the ball. People who tend to drag it a lot and don't let that club pass tend to lose some power. So we wanna make sure that we're releasing that club head at the right time after we've used our body correctly. So good setup, use a little momentum, and try to get that same feel that we had with the tree branch. Felt so good. Nice little push draw, absolutely crushed. Love that feeling right there. So understanding what creates power, what the body's doing with the ground, what the arms and hands are doing, combine that together for your longest year ever. Coming up, we're talking Cam Young, one of the longest drivers in the world. Talk about a full send right there, hit so solid. Absolutely love that drive. And as I was talking about before, ball speed, club head speed, and launch conditions are all what matter for distance. Well, guess what? 2 out of 3 of those have a lot to do with the driver. That's why I like my Stealth 2 driver so much. To purchase this driver and the rest of the TaylorMade line, go to TaylorMadeGolf.com.